What up, Frommies? Since we've been tasked with making a video based on the things we've learned and picked up from this class, I do not know what to say, but I'm just going to start talking about everything that I have found most interesting and most valuable in my personal life. And yeah, so my favorite thing we've talked about so far is Eric Fromm's definition of love, the having or being modes of love. Having mode just being constricting, controlling, bad sounding, honestly. But the being mode of love really strikes my attention and just is my favorite definition of love I've ever seen. And it follows a genuine love is an expression of productiveness and implies care, respect, responsibility, and knowledge, and is an active strive for the growth and happiness of the other person. Now, this is just beautiful to me and the most true and concise definition you'll get. It's exactly what I would look for in a relationship, be it with anybody, say a romantic partner that I'm intimately interested in, or a friend, or even a bigger figure like a teacher in my life. These constant two-way streets that really you add a little bit of your life to theirs and they add a little bit of their life to yours, and you truly build as people together and don't control each other, but exist with each other and constantly look out for each other, is just beautiful and ideal, and I think what everyone should strive to have. Another huge thing that has impacted me from this class is the first thing we did on the first day of class is when Mr. Squires had us write down all of the things we connected to, or at least the top things we connect with. Making this list, I really wasn't sure on what to put, but I slowly got something. My top 5 on the list were my friends, myself, nature, love, and school. Friends, school, and love I put pretty much just because they're things I think about a lot. They're always constantly that's what my day-to-day is, my friends and school and the people I love, and and I just try to make the best of all those things, because if you don't, life would be miserable if I had to live through seeing everybody every day and going to school every day. If I didn't have love for each of those things and constantly look for ways to be happy in these things, I'd be miserable. So those are on the list. With nature, I put nature on the list just because it's very important to me and I seek it day to day, and if I don't have enough of it, I will kind of go stir crazy, and just it's really important that I get at least a little bit of it. I don't know, it just felt necessary to put on the list. But with myself, this was a huge one, because I oftentimes, when conflict arises and when things don't go the way I want them to go necessarily, I'll get upset. And a lot of the things from this class and a lot of the things that we talk about, it's helped me realize you should accept things for what they are, and don't let yourself be upset over what you think they should be or what you want them to be. A quote from Mr. Squires in this class that I wrote down, and it literally was just ringing bells, just it was beautiful sounding when he first said it, was with the curling analogy. Reach for the stars, but stay within the realm of possibilities. So, hope your heart out, but understand what's possible, and know what's not going to happen. And another thing that I picked up from this class that I really like, and just kind of goes along with that theme, is like when you're talking about life and death specifically, don't let yourself get caught up on the terrifying, daunting question of what happens when you die, or like, is there an afterlife? Will I go to heaven? Will I go to hell? What? Stop worrying about what happens after you die and start worrying about what happens until you die. Because if you're spending all of your life worrying about the afterlife and worrying about what's going to happen, you're going to miss what's happening right now. And really, that's the most important thing of all. The most important thing in your life, the most relevant, active thing in your life, is what is going on right now. So don't waste it thinking about tomorrow, or thinking about next week, or thinking anything. Live it up and accept things for what they are. This kind of attitude has really challenged the way I look at things, and just like challenged me personally, because I think about a lot of things and I think, well, is that really important? No, a lot of times is not. And then I think like, oh, well, I shouldn't be thinking about it. And then I try to step away from it, and it just like I almost can't. And it just makes me want to like live simpler and forget about a lot of things that are making me upset. And another funny thing is, if I forget about a lot of the things that are making me upset, or cycling me into thinking I'm upset, I'll get bored, I think. And a really good quote about boredom is also from Mr. Squires, is if someone ever says, oh, this is boring, just look back at them and say, no, you just suck at connecting to good things, or things in general. That's one thing I really want to learn to do, is to just be able to sit, not be on a phone, or not be talking to someone, or not be fidgeting, or not be thinking about like a song or something, and just be. And just whatever thought comes to my head, I let it be there, I think about it, maybe just like let it go or something, or think about something else, or anything, but immediately just fidget to something, or immediately talk to someone, or just something, just like relax and be. Now, I recorded this first, so I don't know how well exactly it's going to fit into the video. I don't know how much I talk about living simpler and accepting things for what they are, and just being, rather than being so worked up on everything that's going on, or being so focused on, like, say, my phone or something like that. So this is a quote from Dharma Bums, a book that everyone should read. It's really, really freaking good, especially if you're in this class. Like, this is just stuff you guys would eat up. So, here's a quote. I had my own little bangtail ideas, and they had nothing to do with the lunatic part of all this. I wanted to get me a full pack complete with everything necessary to sleep, shelter, eat, cook. In fact, a regular kitchen and bedroom right on my back, and go off somewhere and find perfect solitude and look into the perfect emptiness of my mind and be completely neutral with any and all ideas. I intended to pray too, as my only activity, pray for all living creatures. I saw it was the only decent activity left in this world. To be in some river bottom somewhere, or in a desert, or in a mountain, or in some hut in Mexico, or a shack in Adirondack, and the rest, and be kind, and do nothing else but practice what the Chinese call do nothing. That's pretty much where it ends, without getting into the details of the book. But that, I don't know if I necessarily want to do that directly, but like, I want to have that attitude for the things I do in my life. I want to have the simple neutralness to just be. I want to be able to do that, do nothing, and just be all right with all of the thoughts coming into my head, good, bad, ugly, anything. That's what I want. So with how rambly I got in the end there, and how I'm not going to go back and edit out that rambliness, I'm going to get a little recap right here. So, essentially, love everyone, but don't do it for your own personal gain. Love them because you want what's best for that person or those people or what have you, and do it because you know you can make a difference and you can help. Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. And don't be upset when they don't all come true, and just accept it for what it is and understand that they didn't come true for a reason, and there's always reasons behind everything. And don't focus on the daunting, scary future. Focus on the present and do what you can do to live in the present, because if you focus on the future and let it control you, it's very unhealthy and will lead to badness.